You know, when this journey first began, I did not know where it was going to lead me. I did not know that the average person carries a memory from childhood for their entire life, simply because someone said something they were never meant to take seriously. One comment, one moment, and it moves in with you like it pays rent. Remember that, because we're going to come back to it. Welcome to another episode of A Dose of Nicki, and welcome back to the Mirror Series. If you missed part 1 last week, please go back and listen, because what we are doing today builds on everything we started last week. See, I asked you, what are you really looking at when you look inside? Today, I want to go just a little deeper, because before we can fix the mirror, we need to understand how it got cracked in the first place. And that starts with one question. Who told you that about yourself? I'm going to tell you a little story. I think I was about 8 or 9 years old, and my cousin, she's older than me, about maybe 6 years or so, and we were down with hanging out with our grandparents for the summer, and it was her brother, her, me. It was 3 of us, right? And they were all older than me. We was playing this game. I don't know how the idea came up. It's pretty much a blur to me, but what I do remember is it was us having gum. Okay, and blowing bubbles with the gum. And I think the ultimate goal was to pop the bubble. Whoever blew the bubble popped it. Now, who was selected to pop the bubble or whose bubble was going to get popped, I don't really know how that was determined, but it happened. So based on what happened to me, I can only tell you what happened to me. Okay, when you really think about it, it was a nasty game, because we was out there in the dirt and stuff, right? And we had our hands slapping somebody's bubble, and then of course they was chewing the bubble back in their mouth. Just nasty stuff, just nasty kid stuff, right? I ain't even gonna lie to you, because afterwards, you had all that dirt, grit, and all that stuff in your mouth after you was chewing it, after somebody popped it with their dirty, sweaty hand, because we was in the heat of summer. We was down south. You know how hot it gets in the summer out there, especially back in the days. But anyway, just nasty stuff. But anyway, so it was a fairly simple enough game, right? Well, here I go. I blow the bubble. Here we go. And it is getting bigger and bigger, and I'm super excited, right? Like, yeah, I got this big bubble. I got the biggest one. You guys can't blow the bubble like that. Here go my cousin. She holds her brother back. No. I got this one. I got it. Open hand like it was a tennis racket. Yes, she did. She had her hand up. She positioned herself. Here I go. This big girl. Ba-dow! I think she slapped me in the process. I swear to goodness she did. She had to, because I felt like I saw stars at the same time. Yeah, she got it all at once. She got her hit in, slickness. Well, anyway, that entire, but now keep in mind, we didn't have no Hubba Bubba, Bubble Yum, those non-stick ones. No, we didn't have that. They probably created it after they saw what happened to me. But anyway, we had, I don't know what's that one called, Super Bubble or something like that. Sticky as I don't know what. Okay, my entire face was covered in bubble gum, and my entire edges were too. Okay? Yeah. Totally traumatized as a kid. It had gone too far. It really did. Now, a reasonable adult would have sat me down, gotten some ice, some sort of ice. I heard peanut butter works. I don't know. But I was thinking ice. Harden the gum on here a little bit. Let it boil up. And then maybe you can comb it out gently. No. My grandfather was not that adult. My grandfather was many things, but patient was not one of them. See, this man went and got a... Okay, let me tell you what he did not get. He didn't get a scissor. He didn't get clippers. No, he got a razor blade. Yeah, he did. We should have called ACS on him because that wasn't right. That wasn't right. And he handled the situation. You know what he did? He handled it so well. Yeah, all of the gum was gone. It was. And so were my edges. Yep, sure was. He taught everyone who watched a lesson. Oh, and I got the biggest lesson of them all. Oh, yeah, you want to blow big gum? You want to blow big bubbles? Okay, let me show you what happens when it gets in your hair. We're not playing like that anymore. Okay, he handled it. And my hairline was non-existent. Yeah. See, my forehead, which already had some real estate, was now oceanfront property. Yeah. And my cousin, she was in the corner laughing. Oh, she was teasing. Oh, she had jokes for a while. Oh, you have a big forehead. You bald-headed. Oh, yeah, she was saying things like that. She said it like it was fact. She said it like it was funny. She said it like a little girl was just supposed to absorb that and keep playing. I didn't want to play with her no more. I didn't even want to look at her. Honestly, I didn't like her for that whole summer. I didn't like her I didn't like her. But anyway, now, here is where it gets real. Because I laugh telling that story today, and I genuinely do, but I want you to think about something. Words said to a child do not stay in childhood. They travel. They grow up with you. They show up in the mirror long after the hair grew back and the edges returned. Yeah. They show up when someone tries to take your picture and you angle your face a certain way without even knowing why. They show up when you walk into a room and that voice whispers something about how you look and you never stop to ask, wait, hold on, who told me that? See, that's the question we never ask. We just accept the narrative. Someone planted a seed when we were too young to know we didn't have to really water it. Nope. And we watered it every single day for years. Maybe it was not your forehead, okay? Maybe it wasn't your forehead. Maybe it was your weight. Maybe it was your intelligence. Maybe it was your laugh or your voice or the way you talk or where you came from. Maybe somebody told you that you were too much. You're too much. Or you're not enough. Or both at the same time. And somewhere along the way, you stopped questioning it and started living it. That is a cracked mirror, fam. Sorry to tell you that. And a cracked mirror will always show you a broken image. But here is where I need you to understand. That person, whoever told you that about yourself, was working from their own cracked mirror. Yeah. See, my cousin was 6 years older than me, and she was just a kid too, you know. She didn't know what she was planting. Most people do not. You know that. The ones who said the thing that stuck, they were carrying something cracked of their own. And for a moment, they held it up to you, and you thought you were seeing yourself. You were not. You weren't. You were seeing their reflection. So, I want to leave you with 2 questions today. Sit with these. As always, you know me. What is the one thing you believe about yourself that you have never actually questioned? Yeah, think about that. And then I want to know who told you that. I want you to think about who actually told you that. Because when you find the answer to the second question, you will realize something powerful. Oh yeah. They did not have the authority to define you. They never did. So I want you to drop it in the comments. And as always, You don't have to share the details. You don't. You just need to let me know, are you ready to find out who told you that? Are you ready? And then come back next week for part 3 of the Mirror series. Because after we figure out who cracked the mirror, we are going to do something about it. We are going to put it down. This is your dose. I want to thank you for joining me today on A Dose of Nicki. Let's keep the mind thinking, because every layer we peel back brings us closer to understanding ourselves and others. Awareness is the first step toward authenticity, and together we can build deeper connections. Until next time, stay fab, keep growing, and be well, my friends. Be well. If you enjoyed this episode, join us next week for another insightful conversation. Remember, if you have found value in our discussions or this discussion, give us a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and hit the bell icon to be notified when a new episode drops on YouTube. Take care. Dose.